Next, as per initial phase tender, you people know the tender first will come. Okay, without, what is the purpose of the tender? Basically, what is the tender process? You need to understand what is the tender process. I'm go through the quickly. Okay, so tender processing under construction is a process of a submitting a proposal, basically, okay, to getting a construction project, undertake a construction project. Depending on the language in this bid proposal, the construction companies make their bids for submissions, and if accepted, a legally enforceable contract is created. So that is the process of the tender. Okay, so what is the tender stages? Initial, there will be a different stage of the tender, and this tender part itself is a big chapter. Okay, people teaching about only tender part, tender management system. Okay, if you want to know each and everything about the tender process, then I will suggest to go to the some of the website are there, I will share. You can get all the details about the tender, but no need to understand as a project manager, as a MEP project manager for entire activity in the tender, because you are not going through the as a tender person, a tender department. Holistically, it is not required to know everything about the tender. Just understand what is tender. So what are the stages are coming under the tender? So first, pre-qualification. Next, it will come the issue of the tender document, and the tender receiving, review of the tender, receipt and review of the tender, and award of the tender. So these are the process. Initially, you know, pre-qualification for the vendors, it will be there, and the issue tender documents have to be issued by a company, maybe client to contractor or whatever the sequence. And after receiving, then tender has to be reviewed by that particular contractors or subcontractor or consultant, whatever. These are transactions between two party, basically transaction between two party. Maybe it's a client contractor, contractor consultant, contractor subcontractor, whatever. I'm not go through all those details. Like, consider you are working from a contractor side and there is a client, so client offering a tender to you. So this way you can also you can consider. After going through each and every review, you know, what are the review, I'll go through in details in the in next stage. It will come. So these are the process. Motamuti, this is the process. Pre-qualification, because vendor evaluation also will be there, because who will get the tender. Okay, so some basic parameters need to check by client, and accordingly they will issue the tender to that particular company. So construction tender process. What is the construction tender process? One by one I tell you. There is a different process in the tendering also. Okay, there is an open tendering method. One is open tendering method. What is open tendering method? Because under this, the buyer advertise his proposed project. It's open to all, basically, and anybody can submit their document to that particular company. That permits as many contractors as are interested to apply for the tender. So it is open to all. Anybody can apply for this tender. So that is the open tendering method. I'm not go through in. There is a sub details are there, so I'm not go through all those details. It is not required to understand also. What is selective tender method? So under this, buyer advertises, who is the client, maybe, okay, his project, and invites contractor to apply based on a selected list of contractors. They have a selected list of a contractor. Not all contractor can jump on that. Who will be invited to bid for the project. So contractors applying are given a list of information they should supply about themselves in order to pre-qualify. So this is another this tendering method. Negotiated tendering method and term tendering method, serial tendering method. These are the different tendering process are there for getting a job in construction industry, right? So what is negotiated tendering method? See, this what I'm telling you, these are very much bookish things. So I'm just read down the whatever the as per the contract document, what is written is there. Okay, I'm not go through, and it is not able to understand each and every this tender method. Okay, so what is this? What is this negotiated tendering method? Negotiated tendering method, it is basically under this the buyer invites a contractor of his choice to submit prices for a project. Usually this is for the specialized work or when particular equipment is needed as an extension or existing works. Suppose there is a phase 1 job and there is some special equipment is required. Maybe you people heard this equipment or not. Triturator, one type of equipment is there which is required in the airport. Okay, it is a type of STP. It is required for the aircraft, collect the aircraft garbages and all. So there's that type of some specialized, some sophisticated something is required after sometimes when the project already started. So that is through bidding through this negotiated tendering method. You can think that way also. For so that negotiating tendering is extensively used in the engineering and construction industry. So what is the term tendering method? What is written there? Term tendering method normally used as a major maintenance project. Basically, it may be awarded to a contractor to cover a range of different building in different locations. And serial tendering method, in this type of tendering, the contractor already working on one phase of the project is asked to submit the bid for the another phase of the project at a similar time. So previous tender rates can be used with adjustment to the other phases, the next phase. And it helps to save the time also, because again the negotiation and all those things will delete it. Basically, whatever the previous rate, based on that previous rate, the next particular phase 2 job has been conducted, and accordingly that client will award the order to the contractor. There is a serial tendering method. So these are the tendering method process actually followed in the construction industry.